Hey, what's going on YouTube? Uh, this is an unboxing video for Kickstarter. This is Solar Storm by Dranda Games. I just got this in today. I've been waiting for this for a while. I've been playing this a bit on Tabletop Simulator. If you're interested in checking it out and you have Tabletop Simulator in the workshop, it's a free subscribe. You can check out the game, play it. The rules are in there. It's very straightforward. It plays really well online, and it's scripted on Tabletop Simulator, so it's a great way to play before you buy. This is the box here. Like I said, I just got this in today. This game is, I backed it because I really love space theme things, and especially games, and I also really like cooperative games. So me, my kids, my wife, we all play a lot of cooperative games. So I'm really antsy into tearing into this. So the mechanics looked really cool, artwork and everything looked cool, and I like the premise of it, so I gave it a go. Wasn't expensive either. Differences between the Kickstarter version and the version to be released, I think only is that this comes with the expansion, like a mini expansion. So this is cool. If you can see, the ship itself is actually shiny on the cover. It's pretty awesome. So this game is all about your ship got a little bit too close to the sun during a solar storm and it knocked out your engines, and you have to go section by section of your ship and divert power to the core so that you can kickstart the engines and get away from the sun's gravity well. All right, well, got some desiccant. Don't eat this. Okay, rule book. The rule book I've read a few times. It's very straightforward, very easy to read, very easy to find the section that you're looking for. Some good diagrams in there, some great examples. There's also errata online. There's some errata for on Board Game Geek, and there's a bit more on the. It's also reposted on, or cross-posted rather, on the Facebook group. So best part about this is the different rooms of the ship. It has all the actions thoroughly explained for each room of the ship that you can refer to. And some rooms have different versions. So you'll see, let's see, where's one with different version? Yeah, version 1, version 2. So you'll see that when we go through the actual cards. All right, we got some tokens here. Some pretty standard plastic tokens. They feel very much like just larger versions of the money from King of Tokyo. Same idea. Small plastic tokens. So got those cubes. These are really cool. These are the meeples, but they screen printed them. So they all look a little bit different. They're all a little bit unique. Thought that was pretty cool. That was a stretch goal for the Kickstarter. Comes with a die. Standard die. All right, these are the resource cards, I believe. Well, this is probably going to be also have the damage cards. So in this game, it's sort of similar to Pandemic in turn structure. So you have a certain amount of actions you're allowed to perform. And I just realized I opened this totally wrong way, like a spaz. You have a certain amount of actions that you can perform during your turn, and then once that's done, then, yeah, see, we have our damage ones. Then you have your secondary action, sort of like the infect phase, but in this case, it's the damage phase. So it's where you, this is the escape pod. This is part of the mini expansion that was included. All right, these are cheat cards. or player summary cards. I call them cheat cards. Protection cards, these go with specific tokens. They relate to another function of the game. Resources. Oh, these are the universals. So let's see what we got here. All right, these appear to be the room cards. So it's all different rooms, and there's two different versions of some rooms. Cards are nice. They have a nice finish to them. They feel good. They smell great. I'm one of those people. I love the smell of cards. The artwork on each card is really good. I really like how each one gives you a feel of what the inside of the ship looks like. Yeah, your engine quarters, your medical bay. So let's see if we can get some of these. A medical bay looks like a medical bay. Engine room. And I feel like I should see Kaylee's hammock somewhere there. Crew quarters. Cargo hold. The bridge. I like this. It's got the hologram of the ship in there. That's pretty cool. And the armory. And this is the hull breach. Oh, this is the We Survived one, where you get to brag about it online. I've played this a few times. I've won, but I've only really played the easy version. So what changes the difficulty in this game is how many wild cards you put in your resource deck. So this is likely going to be all resource cards. Yeah, it's all resource cards. So you have different resources that you're going to use in the game. You have data, energy, metal, nanobots, and then you have wild cards, which are universals. So it could be any of each. And what you do is, depending on the level of difficulty, you put a certain amount of wild cards in the deck for the resources. So the easier games, you have more of these in. The more difficult you want to make it, you have less of these in. And if you want to make it really hard, you have none of these in. Oh, these are nice. Let's see. I always like to do a shuffle test. If I could actually shuffle cards, it would be way helpful. Yeah, these feel nice to shuffle. Yeah, the finish is good, thickness is good, I like them. Okay, oh, extra baggies. I love when companies do this. Love, love, love it. One thing I hate is when it's, oh, we'll just put it in this part of the box and it should be fine. It's never fine. You move the box a little bit and then there's stuff everywhere. That's the one gripe I had about Zaya. Was exactly that. All right, here are the rest of the tokens. It's pretty thick. So these are the energy diversion tokens. Oh, these are nice. They come right out. They're not, you know, sometimes you get the punch board where the little tabs of it stick a little bit, and then you end up with like a torn part of it. This doesn't have that at all. These come right out, and they have a nice finish to the nice glossy finish. Okay, so these are protection tokens. These relate to, let's hold these up. See if it'll focus. It might not want to focus. Come on, you know you want to do it. All the cool kids are doing it. No, it doesn't want to play nice. So these are numbered 1 through 4, and there are certain rooms that let you put protection on another room for a full turn. So that's why these are numbered. So these would all be on these cards that share the number, and then what happens is when you go to protect a room, you say, okay, I'm going to go protect this room. I'm going to take this card. I'm going to put this token on that room. And then this way I know when it's my turn again, the protection expires. I know which token to take off because I have the card. It's a cool little mechanic. I really, really like that. The basic gist of the game, I'll throw a quick setup here. Just to show you guys. Oh, they're over here. So you'd have all the different rooms. You'd lay them out. Which one is... Where's the core? Energy core. Where did I put the energy core? There we go. Cruise quarters, cargo hold, engine room, medical bay, mess hall, and a repair center. Alright, so you start up the game. There's a setup. You deal these randomly. Everybody starts in the middle in the energy core. And then what happens is you'll go room to room. And you have a set number of actions which depend on your player count. So let's take a look. So if we're playing, let's say you and I are playing, we have 2 players. Each player gets 4 cards, and then we'll all get a certain amount of actions. And I don't recall offhand how many actions we get. Oh, 3 actions. Sorry. So no matter what your player count, the other is just hand size. So you have 3 actions you can take. So moving to a room is an action. Using that room's ability is an action. Healing the room is an action. So the gist of it is each room will start with 3 of these tokens, I believe, on it. And what happens is when, I'm not going to do this to every room because, you know, time. So what happens is on your turn, if you want to go, if a room got damaged, you take the topmost token away. Put the cube aside. And then in order to repair it, you need to discard a card matching that symbol. So if I had a data in my hand, it was my turn. I go 1 to go here. I discard a data card, and I get to put that token, that cube back on there. Now, if there were 2, you have to do them in order. So I have to do a metal first, and then do this. Once the room is completely repaired, in order to divert power, you have to discard each of these cards on this side of the card in order to divert power. So if you look closer at the card, so on this one there's 2 energy and a data to divert power. So on my turn, if I could go there, I discard all 3 of those cards. You have to do it all at the same time, and then you get to put an energy token on there, and that shows that you diverted power from that to the core. Once you do all of them, then you go to the middle. You use 1 action in the middle to kickstart the core, and that's the game. There are other mechanics in this where you can share, you can trade resources with players. You draw cards at the end of your turn. I'm not really going to go too deep into that, but that's the basic idea of the game. The cool thing is that once you divert power, like let's say I diverted power, and let's say this one took 3 damage. If I have 1 card that matches one of these, it fully heals the room. So that's a pretty cool mechanic. The way you lose is if you run out of cards to draw on your deck, resource cards that is, or if one room takes damage when it's already missing all of the tokens. So if this room here took 1 hit of damage after this, now that it's empty, then this room blows up, hull breach, it's over, we all die. And that's pretty much it. You can scavenge for resources, helps you draw cards, but it's that balance between drawing cards. You don't want to draw too many cards, because the more cards you draw, the more you go through the deck. And if you go through the deck completely, the game is over. A lot of the room abilities are really, really cool. The repair center is great. Give a repair cube to any other, well, this one says give a repair cube to any other player from the supply. That's the version 2 one. The version I played is you can repair a room. Let's find it. Repair a damaged room by 1 space on the repair track. Discard the matching card. So if I had that one in play, I would discard, like if this room took a damage, I could repair this room from over here, which is a great mechanic. It's a great way of having somebody there, and then balancing things out while someone else goes around and diverts power. So that is pretty much the game. Oh, another real quick mechanic that I'll go into is that, let's say you don't want to use all of your actions for your turn. You only wanted to use a few, but you didn't want to waste anything. What you can do is you can reserve those actions. So let's say my turn, I use one action and I didn't really want to do anything else. I could take 2 of these +1 action tokens and put them on my character card, and then, or put them in front of me. And then what'll happen is on my turn, on any subsequent turns, I can use those separate actions. So then on my next turn, I have potentially 5 actions, which is a really awesome mechanic, and it really helps a lot. And that is Solar Storm. I'm going to teach it to the kids tonight, and we're going to play it. But I've already played the game a couple times. I played it with some friends online. It's a great game. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. It can be a little punishing, but you know, it's a co-op game. A lot of them are punishing. It's not quite Pandemic or Lord of the Rings punishing, but it's definitely tough at the higher skill levels. But that's it. Another cool thing about this. Great. I know I keep saying that's it, and then I keep going to cool things. I can't help myself. Is that it's small. It's very, very compact. It travels very well, and it's very easy to play pretty much anywhere. Like I said, this right here is pretty much all the space that you'd need. So you can play this on a pretty small surface. You can play it on a table. You can take it. I've seen people go out into picnics and take it with them on picnics, which is really cool. I don't really know enough people that would want to go on board gaming picnics with me, and plus I'm paranoid about taking games out of the house. But yeah, very, very cool, very compact. I like it. All right, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.